Yes, sir. You made it, ladies and gentlemen. You're halfway there. Wednesday, Odin's Day. One of my favorite days on the Geekish Network. Why? Because you get hit with the 1-2. GeekBeast hitting you right in the mouth right now. And then coming up right behind us is binge-worthy, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks that look like me, geeks that look like you, and geeks that look like, dog. Look at you, dog. Look at
What's
you
up,
over
man?
here,
What's
radiating confidence and excellence.
I tried to.
Tell the people what's cracking, baby.
I'm nothing much. It is Wednesday, halfway through the week, the hump day. Like we used to say Odin's Day. Odin's Day. The god of gods, you know.
Yeah.
It's not thunder. What is Odin god of?
He's just the
God
of
right?
all of them. Yeah, Thor's father. Yeah, I mean,
Thor's father.
Of all, he is the highest of the Norse gods. If I am correct, maybe I might be wrong on that, but I think he is like the king of the Norse gods.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yeah.
So of course he got to have his have his own day. This only makes sense. But now, man, everybody here is halfway there, man. It's a beautiful thing. Hey, for those of you who are new to the show, as you can see, we are highly melanated. And because of that, we're going to give you a melanated outlook of the geek news beat. All that stuff that's been going up and down your stream, your Twitter stream, your Facebook stream, your YouTube stream. If it deals with geek news, geek culture, and all of that good stuff, you're in the right place. We got a whole lot of headlines lined up. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy started. Hey, speaking of Odin and legends and kings in their own right, Stan Lee, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
King of Marvel storytelling, king in a lot of different ways, king of even inclusion. I know some people be like, kind of raise the eyebrow, but no, he's king of inclusion too when it comes to the comic space in a lot of different ways.
He has.
Don't forget Black Panther. Things. Yeah, Black Panther was a startup of his ilk. Or well, he wasn't the main person that did it, but it was in his wheelhouse of when that happened. Well, anyways, the genius behind all of the legendary branding has sold his likeness to Marvel.
Well, they have sold his likeness. How do you feel about that? Good thing?
I think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You go ahead and go.
All right. This is what I think. I think if his family and his lineage are getting the money, I'm all happy for it.
Yeah.
But I also know that you're not going to be doing this unless you plan to make it, a good amount of money. And the problem with giving your likeness away is that somebody could use your face for a different type of messaging that you may not necessarily, want to want to put out into that world and into that space. So it sounds a little dirty, but if he's got grandkids or wives, I've heard he's had some ex-wives or whoever it is that's been associated in his wife, and they got to eat too. So I get it. I get it. But it is a little cringy though. How you feel about it?
We're going to see him in more movies. I don't mind seeing him in more movies. I'm totally okay with that.
Okay. All right. But what if they change his messaging?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they are because it's Marvel, right?
Right.
And they revere the man as much as we revere the man. So I think Marvel will do right by him. I'm just because he had very small scenes, right? He would pop up. And for them to say we want his likenesses, like we want him to continually pop up in the future films. It is something that people do miss out of his because they don't get to see him. So it'd be nice to be able to see him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Well, he's such a pivotal person. You don't want to see it fade. You don't.
Yes.
Agreed. A little deep dig into the article says that Genius Brands International and PAL Entertainment have signed a 20-year deal with Marvel to bring Stan Lee back into the MCU and beyond. So what can Marvel do with Stan Lee? It can use Stan Lee's name and likeness in feature films. It can use digital technologies and archival footage to imitate Lee's likeness. We've had this conversation regarding the digitizing of real talent and the inevitability of that being a standard at some point in time. And also Lee can appear as a toy, stationary apparel, video games. Marvel can replicate, recreate, and use recording of Lee's voice. Marvel can continue to use Lee's signature. Technically, the studio can place Lee in films, much like late Star Wars, Carrie Fisher and Peter Cushing were digitally placed in Rogue One.
Yeah.
So while there is the ability to recreate Lee for the screen, the source told CHR that this new deal does not necessarily pave the way for the return of Lee cameos in movies as well. Here's the thing, though. Like, a lot can happen culturally in 20 years, especially even more so now that we're in a stage of being even more connected. Culture seems to flip itself on its head every 3 or 4 years, much less 10 and even 20 years. So I think the 20-year lease is a decent amount of time, and who knows how his imagery and likeness will be used and what that could be used for, using representing.
Hopefully they use his voice. I'm excited about that. That has me quite excited that they could potentially use his voice. So that's exciting. To hear to be able to see him again to be cool. Hopefully they can use a young Stan Lee and an old Stan Lee. So they go in the multiverse and they go back in time. They can show a young version of him, and then they can say he can pop up in the future and see an old version of him, run into the same character. Like, hey, didn't I just see you when I was like 22? I mean, there's so much they can do with that, and that's exciting.
Yeah, that's good. I think you're right, though. I think it's in good hands regarding the maintaining the accuracy of somebody's image, especially Disney. Disney is probably one of the best in the business, especially when it comes to old names as old as like Mickey. So I think it is a good hands. It's not like
and to be honest, I'd rather for Marvel to have control of his likeness than some other company.
Yeah.
You know?
Because what you don't want,
you could give it to like M. Night Shyamalan. As you know, we got a comic book horror film of Stan Lee drawing people on comics and coming to life, and we would all be angry. Or maybe Michael Bay gets the likeness of Stan Lee.
Ooh.
You know,
that part.
There's some people we don't want to have that. Kevin Smith gets the likeness of Stan Lee, and he gets all super chatty. We don't want that. We want Stan Lee to do what he does. Like, hey, I saw you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you took a ride with me on the bus. Thank you.
Yeah.
Want that Stan Lee. That's who he was. Yeah.
Because what you don't want to happen is a perfect example. In case you didn't know, me and Chuck are both alumnus of Morehouse College, and one of the greatest alumnus of most recognizable one is Dr. King. And in Atlanta, every year during Dr. King's holiday, you will see some pamphlets of Dr. King holding up liquor bottles, talking about, freedom may be free, get your shake on, 2-for-1 drinks. You don't want to see that happening. You want to see that happening with Stan Lee. That's all I'm saying. Let's just maintain some of the man's integrity is all I'm trying to say. Speaking of things changing, Rick and Morty. So not a lot of people have been talking about Rick and Morty the last couple of years. I think
it's kind of fire.
The stick may have burned out a little bit, but the originality has not waned. I'll say that, and it is continuing because now Rick and Morty are going to continue their hijinks in anime form. Now, we've seen some anime commercials with them before, but they've been like really quick. They've been like small little shorts.
But now, an episode, the Go 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 Lion episode, which is amazing. Which is based on Voltron, putting 5 Voltron statues together and forming the 5 Voltron 5. And him and Summer, and it's made like Casino with narration in the background of the characters, which is totally hilarious.
Oh, see, I got to see that. I got to catch up.
Man, I have not finished Rick and Morty.
I have not finished this season, the latest season, so I got to catch up.
They definitely hit their stride. It's like, you guys you're going for it.
Oh, that's a good thing. Well, that's the thing about Rick and Morty, and I think what made it so great is that they didn't limit themselves by anything, not even when it came to killing off their own creations, killing off their own worlds, changing everything. They just seem to be able to blend with everything.
Like all the shorts they have, like the Rick and Morty versus Genocider, like that's the director's doing the anime. He's coming in to do that. Like I'm so excited about this. Summer meets God, Rick meets evil. Oh man, I'm really excited about this stuff.
So in case you're wondering, the anime is going to span 10 episodes. It's going to be directed by Tower of God director Takashi Sano. So Sano has also worked with Adult Swim on the series in the past, directing both of its previous animated shorts. anime shorts, Rick and Morty versus Genocide, and what you just said regarding Summer of God. So like this is going to be not like brand new waters for Rick and Morty, but they found something that the fans have enjoyed, and they're going to give us a whole lot more of it. Speaking of things still changing, but still remaining the same, the Velma series that we talked about a couple of months ago, when it was just like an idea more so than anything else. So Velma series with Minnie Kaling, Clone High, is going to, the reboot of that, because there was another version of Clone High. Well, the reboot of that is going to be set at HBO Max. Last I heard, that this is supposed to be an adult property. I think it's like a high school full of cloned people that were like big pillars of history or something like that. And there's like murder that's going down. And
the original Velma and what's the other Daphne movie was about students being cloned. Okay. So this is even more interesting, where students are getting their best ideas taken from them. So they're not necessarily being cloned, they're being drained of their best ideas. So I find this to be even interesting, because I watched that Velma Daphne movie, and it was pretty bad. There's no Scooby. It was interesting. They just met each other in school and whatnot, and became friends. But it was a really bad movie, and I know what they were trying to go for. I think there's a comic book in the same name, in the same vein. But this sounds interesting. Mindy Kaling, she's a great writer. Her shows are really amazing. They're entertaining and they're funny. Now, and they do have a little bit of camp to them, and that's what makes Scooby-Doo stand out so well, is the level of campiness they put in it. So hopefully this will have a lot of camp in it as well.
Good. See, but I mean, that's what I was kind of hoping for. You kind of expect some camp when it comes to Scooby-Doo. I'll say this about this franchise: it has had longevity on the likes of something I have yet to see outside of maybe like The Simpsons. Hell, even longer. Scooby-Doo franchise has changed its identity many times over. They've been super serious. They've been extra corny, extra campy. They've made it just for the kids. They've had different kind of spin-offs from different characters, such as Velma to even Scrappy-Doo even having his own series. So they're definitely accustomed to being able to switch things up and still maintain credibility in a sense. If that makes sense.
The fact this is going to be adult, I hope it is as adult as Harley Quinn, with a layer of camp on top of it, because Harley Quinn is not campy at all.
Right.
It's the base. And Clone High was done by the gods out there, Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Right. I was gonna say that for you. Yeah.
So I wonder what Mindy Kaling's doing with this, with Velma and Daphne, or is she just having Velma in it? It's just Velma's story, and I'm kind of curious what that's like.
Huge shout out to the chat. One of the beautiful things about this particular show is that you have access to us, and you can just hop right into the chat, ask us a couple of questions, because we love to acknowledge you. Case in point, yo, my man Defunk. Yo, what is cracking, Defunk? Thank you so much for bopping in. He said, Velma and Clone High are two different things. Clone High was a mad scientist cloning world leaders for a never defined evil military purpose. And the Velma series screenshot is saucy. Probably wouldn't have gone this direction without the success of Harley Quinn cartoon. I actually really co-sign on that. Harley Quinn, I think, is still one of the best animated series the year it came out. It's legendary. It's must see TV. There's one other like really cool thing.
I didn't know James Gunn. Velma. You see what Defunk just posted? James Gunn does live action Scooby movies. I didn't know James Gunn did those movies. Now I got to go back and watch them. I got to go back and watch them.
You know, I don't remember them being a James Gunn project either, but I do remember watching some of them, and I was very entertained. I think I want to say there's another like really interesting, cool tidbit about the new Velma series, Clone High, and that is they have changed Velma into a woman of color. I want to say she is of Asian descent. I know I'm being very broad with the Asian descent.
She's Southeast Asian.
Southeast Asian descent.
So she may be Filipino. She may be Indonesian. She may be Vietnamese, Thai.
Right. Yeah, I'm here for it. You know me, man. I'm always down to see more opportunities for people of color. And for those of you who are going to feel some kind of way about it, this is not the hill to stick your flag on, because we're talking about a property that has a talking dog as the hero. So y'all chill out and let everybody be happy.
Right. Right.
Let's see. Yo, what else is going on? Yo, we are still in the comic space. Yo, go ahead. What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Nah, man, I was saying you got your wish. You know, the Wonder Twins movie that you didn't want to see?
Yes,
it's not
thank
happening.
God.
It's
yes.
not happening.
Woo!
No, I want the Wonder Twins movie.
Get that trash out of here.
No,
yes.
I want it. I want it. I want it. I want
it. Yo, DC has been cleaning house lately. What is it? Discovery is one of the part owners, right? And there's like is the overall arching umbrella company that bought into to the DC universe, and they have been cleaning house. And one of the things that they threw out with the rubbish is the Wonder Twins project. The Wonder Twins.
That's movie. Horrible. Horrible. I'm saying it's horrible. I'm going to stick with it. It could have been a fun, cheesy, good movie. The Wonder Twins. They were characters made for the TV show, and what they could have done with that could have been very interesting, because they could have actually changed them and repurposed them before you start to hate. There you go, hating. You know.
They ran around with a monkey named Gleek. They ran around with a monkey named Gleek. No. So who cares?
Water? Who cares?
Water?
Well, there's a super dog being out there right now. They're about to make a Super Pets movie. You know,
that's for the children.
And Batman ran around with a monkey named Robin. You like how I did that? Yeah, like I did.
I said, I did with that, man. Yeah, no.
You like how I did that, did you?
That's it.
Man.
Yo, go ahead, yo, it's
Gleek
a good segue
cool
for me though.
Name.
Gleek is the thing we used to do as kids when you could spit without making the patoon sound. You remember that? And you can make the spit.
No, I think you just made that up.
Y'all don't remember that?
I've never used the word Gleek like that.
What? Y'all didn't Gleek when y'all was kids? No, I know. I am not the only one.
You're making it up. That's something. That's something in your variant timeline that you're making up there.
Gleek was a thing.
Well,
we did
anyway,
spit without spitting.
Anyway, they canceled it, and the budget of the Wonder Twins movie was $75 million.
What are you gonna do with that anyways? A $75 million for a superhero movie.
Make a Wonder Twins movie where one turns into water and the other one turns into animals.
Shape of trash can. He dumps himself into.
No. This was the movie to bridge Black Adam and Shazam together.
Oh God, no!
That's what it was for.
That. No,
that's what it was for. You're hating. Well, Discovery's boss say he's gonna cut $3 billion worth of stuff out. He better not touch my Harley Quinn show.
Nah, I think that'll stay. They'll just call
he's spending all that money on these dragons.
Yeah,
he's spending money on all these dragons and everybody with white hair. You know, the wigs of Game of Thrones probably cost $100 million.
No, you ain't lying.
Alone. Wigs more expensive than black women buying hair.
Hey, well, listen, man. Yo, that's big facts, though. That's really big facts. Well, with HBO leaning in a series like Velma and Clone High, it seems like they're gonna possibly lean into their animation department a little bit more. It's what I'm hoping, because especially when you're dealing with DC properties, why would you get rid of the golden goose? That is the golden goose.
I say cut out your live action stuff and go hard in animation, because your live action stuff is kind of unless it's on CW.
Yeah, I mean, and then we've seen some of the fall, and we've seen Naomi fall. We've seen Supergirl fall. We saw Green Arrow fall. We saw Legends of Tomorrow fall. So we're starting to see it on the campier sides of the DC universe. But go ahead.
One thing they didn't cut though.
What's that?
That damn Barbie movie. We still have the Barbie movie. Warner Brothers and Mattel are still doing the Barbie movie. And guess what? There's people of color Barbies and Kens all over it. That's what I'm hearing.
That's what I'm hearing. Issa Rae is supposed to be one. I always love Issa Rae. Always. She can never do anything wrong. So she is enough for me to at least maybe be like, maybe. I'll see what's going on. I'm not spending any money in the theater to go see it. I'll tell you that much.
You're not gonna take your son to see the Barbie and Ken movie.
Hell no.
What if it's as good as Toy Story?
Nope. We'll have to wait his Toy Story behind at home until it gets to a streaming service.
I don't understand why you don't want to see it.
Nah, bro.
Don't you see Margaret Robbie and Ryan Gosling on big screen?
They are not.
And Ryan Gosling
towards me.
As Ken.
No. Listen, I certainly understand.
Sound like a hater.
The significance. I understand the significance and the similarities between action figures and Barbie dolls. I'm not gonna die on that hill. I understand that, but no.
I don't see Margaret Robbie as Barbie though. That's just so weird to me.
Well, she's going to be a version of Barbie, from my understanding.
Yeah,
like there's going to be like a multiverse of Barbies, maybe something.
Yeah, but they're going to be people of color. Like, I don't know. Is she Barbie like? You know, she's Harley Quinn like, but thin, but she's still not Barbie like. I don't know. I've not seen enough Margaret Robbie movies. I mean, like, yeah, you the Barbie.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe
I see Jennifer Lawrence being more Barbie than her.
Ooh.
Or Cersei, the girl that plays Cersei.
Yes, her. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that. But she's way too old for that.
No, I mean, again, she could be the old version.
Maybe the old version of Barbie, maybe different generations. There's a lot that you could kind of do with it. I'm not saying I would never see it. I'm just not gonna pay to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Even Sansa, the girl playing Sansa could be.
You're seeing it though, right? You're seeing it though, right? I know you'll pay money to see Barbie, won't you? I know you.
Heck yeah, I know you.
Barbie. Yeah, I know you would.
I'm gonna go see it.
You know, you and an amazing member of the Geekish Network, who is a part of Bingeworthy. Courtney is a fan of Barbie. You know, she's been collecting them for a while, and this could be an interesting conversation on if this is enough to convert somebody who's already a fan.
I just want them to cross over G.I. Joe and He-Man in the actual movie so I can laugh my ass off.
I mean, both storylines are pretty
they should cross over. So I want to see that. I mean, I watched Kevin Smith's He-Man. Hell, Barbie can't be any worse than that.
No.
But speaking of DC again,
go for it.
Nightwing leads the 2020 Eisner Awards with 5 nominations. And for people that know what the Eisners are, they are the Golden Globes, the Oscars, the Emmys, the Tonys for comic books. Then they have Will Eisner, a great comic book creator, and they got 5 nominations. So it's on top of.
And you said it was Nightwing?
Nightwing,
huh? Okay, I've actually been blowing the dust off and going back to reread. Oh my gosh, the story with Superman takes over the world. Oh my gosh, not Insurrection. I can't think of the name of it. Well, anyway,
any Superman story is bad to me. I'm not a fan.
Well, this was actually pretty good. But DC, DC's not, they're not terrible story writers.
No, they've made great comics. Their villains are remarkable.
That's what I'm saying. So I guess I'm saying all that to say that I'm not surprised that a DC property would be leading the award list. Did they have any other bigger comic book houses that was represented?
They say over 150 titles from approximately 65 publishers are represented in nominations, with 32 awards being given out in total. DC leads the pack with a total of 15 nominations, plus 7 shared, followed by Image Comics with 14 nominations, and Fantagraphics with 11 nominations, and IDW has 11 nominations with its subsidiaries Top Shelf, while Viz Media has 8, which is impressive because Viz Media does manga. Marvel has 7 plus 5 shared, and Boom has 7 plus 3 shared. So they have a lot of nominations. For Oni Press has some, Mariner Games Books has some, Magnetic Press has some. So they announced all the winners during Comic-Con, which is July 22nd.
Oh, that is like right around the corner.
Yes, right around the corner.
All right. So Nightwing is something to at least go to your comic book store and support by buying some physical copies. And then also Wonder Woman Historia of the Amazons. That could be interesting, especially if it's like a history regarding Wonder Woman, and then Destroy All Monsters. Okay. All right. Well, that's definitely enough for me to be a little bit curious. Any reason for me to go to the comic book store is a good reason. So that works for me.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on. I know we got a hot second. Okay, let's just do this one really quick because this is like in your neck of the woods, and this is regarding Bungie. And Bungie is calling out game racism after the Buffalo shooting, stating that we won't be muzzled by Sony.
Oh wow.
One of the stances held by Bungie said far too often these racist attacks begin with online communities that are used to recruiting radicalized individuals. The studio wrote in a May 17th blog post, it is time we begin to examine our practices and see what part we can play in preventing these tragedies. If you have been a person of color on a gaming platform, you've probably heard some very interesting things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's almost next to impossible to not hear people's ignorance spew forth. I think it's dope that Bungie has decided to not shy away from the fact and say that, you know, we are in the business of entertaining people, but we also realize that business can attract some jacked up individuals, and we want to do our part to say that, you know, this is jacked up and something needs to be done about it, and they're not quiet about it. Which is interesting too, because we just had an article regarding Sony paying, but showing their, let me see, what was it saying? Putting their money where their mouth is, putting their mouth where their money is, and actually paying towards women's reproductive rights. But they also went out of their way to remain not vocal, to be very hush-hush about who they are sending and sharing their money to. And this is interesting because Bungie is a company that is about to be has already been bought or is about to be bought by Sony. So yet again, Sony is kind of put in the spotlight regarding social issues.
So this was going to be really interesting. How many gaming companies and online communities going to stand up for this? We already have Elon Musk talking about backing away from buying Twitter because he thinks 20% of the users are fake. 20% of those users are definitely troll bots. They're there to troll, cross race, gender, whatever. And for him to back away, does Twitter clean up all that and say we only promote real individuals and you can't hide behind the name anymore? You can't be anonymous on Twitter anymore. This sounds like that's what Elon Musk is looking for. Like, I want all the bots gone. I want real people behind these fake names. But in order to have real people behind the fake names, you got to validate those people. So Bungie's like, hey, we know all the people that play video games are real. And they like saying the N-word to each other and cussing out people, especially when they're Black and they're women. So we're not going to tolerate it anymore. And how many other gaming studios step up to that? Activision too, who's being bought by Microsoft. Microsoft going to say, you know what, we're going to jump on this bandwagon too, and we're going to be outright about it. Microsoft has a lot of burgs, a lot of organizations for people of color, for women, and they promote it during GDC. Are they really going to stand up and say, hey, we're going to show this in the gaming community too? And so when you sit there and cuss somebody out or talk about their race, you know, we're going to boot you. Which means it pulls up a whole layer of overhead, right? That means you're actually tapping in every conversation that's online. You're listening for keywords. You're have people addressing concerns. And if you're going to do that and pay for it, you better be damn good at it. You got to be damn good at it. That means you got to go hard at people.
You're not going to hear me arguing against it. Because
me neither.
I mean, I'm sick and tired of it, and technology does exist where things can be done, and sometimes you have to take drastic
measures. You get rid of a lot of gang players. Those are a bunch of players I don't want to care to play with anyway.
Big facts.
Get rid of them. They do me no good. Get rid of your racist ass cousin. Fuck that dude.
That part. Every single part of that point. Let me just address the chat real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and bring some of the members of the next show in. Hey, Defunct, who bopped in, said, Injustice or Red Sun. This is in regards to me reading some DC properties, and I was talking about Injustice. Defunct also said, Sony didn't say jack. Insomniac did, and that's why people are mad.
Yeah,
Sony's just doing their standard corporate charity match. I certainly won't argue against that as well. It is a corporation, and they are going to do whatever is going to put their shareholders in the best position to make money. So yeah, that is very true. But there is something to be said, regardless of if they're doing it for the culture. They did throw money. Money goes a long way, and if they are doing it, throwing money towards women's reproductive rights, I hope it goes and is used in a positive way that could positively change the lives of the people who need who need those resources. And I know there are some strings attached that go along with that money. I think we're all really aware of that a corporation is going to do what a corporation does, but money does help. So
it does.
There is that. I'm not sure if we are almost ready to do some of this cross checks. I know we were getting a little bit closer to our deadline. I would love to always keep going, and no pause for me. We good? Okay, so we're still good. Hey, so onward. Let's kind of like maybe stick the landing on something a little bit more lighthearted, and that is kaiju. Kaiju definitely make me smile. I know they make you smile, Chuck.
Yes,
and if you are a fan of Godzilla, Evangelion, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider, there's got some more stuff going on with some of the projects. The special collaboration project between the 4Anime and Tokusatsu. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I got a little discombobulated. What was I about to say? Okay, sorry. The creators have announced on their website that it will open a mini theme park within the 3 Bandai Namco store locations within Japan. So the crossover attraction, which will be known as Shin Japan Heroes Amusement World, will feature interactive exhibits, games, and VR experiences that features characters from all 4 series interacting with each other for the very first time. So it's looking like you can get some hands-on kind of fun with some of with what's going on in the kaiju world.
Yeah.
Is this just another good piece of good marketing before they unveil their final product?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting when they do unveil their final product. But I think this is just a little nudge. Kaiju are the thing to be a part of, right? Godzilla, Evangelion, Ultraman, Kamen Rider. And I kind of want to see all this come together. Who doesn't want to see all this come together?
Right? It's like a perfect storm, right?
VR, maybe.
If it's good VR, why not? If it's good VR.
You know what I really want to see it in? A location-based experience where I walk into a room and I can stare up and see the kaiju standing around me.
Oh, that'd be
I can walk around. Yep. I can walk around in it. I can see them at all their glory. But I'm really excited about the Shin Japan Heroes universe. I'm really curious about what they're going to do with it and where is it going.
Okay. Yeah, you said something that how does that VR experience look? For me, I wouldn't mind like being in like the cockpit of a Evangelion. It's just something about those Evangelions. They were the first flesh mechs. For all of you people that swear Attack on Titan was the first flesh mechs, it was actually Evangelions.
Evangelion.
Yeah.
Easy.
So I wouldn't mind hopping up in there. Hey, yo,
we
got some flesh mechs. You know what's going on? It's not fleshlights because I know how crazy
they're not dead. They're living. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm
they're
saying.
You
better maybe go back and blow the dust off of some of our old Evangelion. It's so good.
That show's so deep.
It's still good. Yo!
Oh man, people are not ready for that show.
What show? Randolph and Courtney White in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
What's going on, everybody?
Hi. Geeking out over kaiju and Neon Genesis Evangelion and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
Tons of fun. Oh, I'm so happy y'all are here. Hey, okay. $1 million question. I think we asked you this before, and this is concerning the Barbie movies. Looking like we may have multiple Barbies within this movie. Some One may be played by Margot Robbie. Another one is potentially being played by Issa Rae with multiple Kens as well. Is this enough of cross culture to put you into the theater seat and spend that premium dough to go check out Barbie? Y'all checking it out?
I mean, I like Chuck's idea with the crossover with G.I. Joe and Transformers. I think that should be, because that's what we used to play, right? You used to have your G.I. Joe, your Transformers, you might get your sister's Barbie, and you just, so like that's dreams coming to fruition. So that's the only way I'm going to see it.
I mean, that's kind of the only way I really need to see it as well, because that's the only way to justify 40-year-old women playing Barbie. Otherwise, I think you need to have teenage like 20-year-old Barbies. Like that's who Barbie is really for. Yeah, we all adult women collect Barbie, but the only way to justify a 40-year-old Barbie up there, all of them, even if they like 35 plus, that honestly, Barbie's for children. Only way I'm going to see it is Chuck and Randy. I co-sign with them. Because my brother sure did have a Thundercat riding in Barbie's pink Corvette.
Right, yeah, that's it.
That's what you're supposed to have.
Yeah, right.
That's what we want to see.
That's the mashup we really want to see.
Right.
Like who could play Barbie? That's what I was thinking. Like who could play Barbie? I was like Sansa, Cersei. She was younger. Who's playing Barbie besides Margaret Robbie? I don't picture her as Barbie. She's not Barbie like to me.
I don't know.
She just doesn't have the light bright energy for me. I don't know. Maybe I've seen her too much as like Harley Quinn or like even the role she played in Bombshell was like lighter, and it was false, like like I just don't get the energy. I watched those little Barbies on Netflix, the little CG animated. And you need to have somebody that has that light, bright, innocent energy that is like Rebecca, like inside, she is Rebecca from Sunnybrook Farms. She is that wholesome. And Margot Robbie, she does not spell wholesome to me.
Well, at least not anymore.
I think the question is, do we even need a Barbie movie?
For children, yes. Children
still playing with Barbie?
I don't know.
Girls. Yeah, there are girls still playing with Barbie.
Okay.
Yeah, like my nieces. I know y'all. My nieces are playing with Barbie still. I mean, they were when they were like younger.
Okay. Big huge shout out to the chat. Yo, Defunct said, "Oh no, what if the unspecified Will Ferrell role is He-Man?"
No.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
That would be terrible.
The only way that's gonna work is if they give me Dolph Lundgren as He-Man.
Like,
make him bring it back. Yeah.
Unless it's a comedy, a spoof, like I don't know, like He-Man depressed or something, Cringer died or some shit, and he turns into I don't know, like Will Ferrell. Is He-Man?
I mean, he's like 50.
He's at least 50. He's not
exactly known for his physical prowess, right?
But that's what would make it funny, though. It would make it funny, I guess. Washed out He-Man.
But if he were General, if he were the General from G.I. Joe, not Duke, but the other guy, God, with the sunglasses, not Sergeant Slaughter. Hawk.
Was it
yes.
Hawk? Yeah.
Yes. If he were General Hawk, if he were General Hawk, although if he were Sergeant Slaughter, that shit might be funny too. But I still
think him as Sergeant Slaughter would be hilarious.
Yes, him as Sergeant Slaughter.
Him as Sergeant Slaughter would be amazing.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I would see that.
That would be hilarious.
I'm not a Will Ferrell fan, but him yelling, yeah. Oh God, that would be hilarious.
Oh my God, it would be amazing.
Flint was the other one. There was a General Hawk though, but Flint was the person you're probably thinking of. There was
no. I was thinking of General Hawk. of General Hawk.
But
yeah.
I think y'all nailed it with like again Sergeant Slaughter. That's
Slaughter.
Bro.
Yeah. That's how I want to see Will Ferrell.
Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Oh, hilarious. And like Sergeant Slaughter was a wrestler too. So like you have a WWE crossover promoting it, coming up to it. Oh, that's great.
Then you have Hulk Hogan play as himself as like the rubber Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yes, we need this 80s movie
the
mashup.
stretch guys.
Stretchy guy. We need this mashup movie.
Right. If they do it, that's how they should do it. Just
call it toys.
like a Barbie movie?
Yeah, it's Toy Story
almost
for
a live
adults.
action version of Toys, right? Or Toy Story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Toy Story for 80,
Yeah.
80s kids.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Oh,
That makes
80s
it dope.
Kids is a great title, actually. That's really good.
Well,
You know, yeah, you said something regarding the Sergeant Slaughter coming over to G.I. Joe. That was my very first crossover as a kid. Because I was really big in the WWF for my OGs.
It's
that was my first crossover with Sergeant Slaughter. I'm like, Sergeant Slaughter's gonna be a Joe, and you had to like special order him. You couldn't like get him off the shelf.
He had the fridge come in too.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot the fridge was a
Fridge
Joe
came
too.
in
That's
too.
true.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
He had a football with a chain on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G.I.
We can
Joe,
even get
ladies and
fake
gentlemen.
like lessons at the end. You know how all 80s cartoons had a lesson at the end. So imagine like
or
a
they're really
drunk
bad
Sergeant
lessons.
Slaughter
Yeah.
Will Ferrell giving kids a lesson. Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Now you
The
know.
problem, you know what
And
the problem
knowing
is?
is half the battle.
All these people are
Right,
way
knowing
too
it's half the
old.
battle, right?
They're way too
G.I.
old.
Yeah, man.
They're way too old.
Yo, that's
Like I'm
perfect.
thinking like Barbie to me is like Madeline Pesh. Like she could be Barbie. Y'all don't even know who that is.
Don't.
Y'all like who the hell's Madeline? She's in Riverdale. She's Cheryl Blossom.
Man, I don't watch River. I don't watch the River.
watch it.
Man, I mean,
Riverdale.
they go to CW shows. That's where all the young actors and actresses are. So they
no, not with the way-
Yeah.
pick from her.
The way HBO's cleaning house, I don't know, man.
They all gonna be looking for jobs soon.
Hey, they stopped doing the
everybody's
Wonder
looking for a
Twins, so
job
I'm all
now.
for it. Y'all talked about it earlier. They stopped production or discussions on the Wonder Twins, and I'm all for it.
Did
I'm
they?
all
Did
for
they?
it.
Yes.
Hate it.
Shut
Canceled
it
it?
down.
Yes.
Shut it down.
Discovery
They
was
canceled
like
it.
first on the
Yep.
on the DC chopping block is this trash ass Wonder Twins. Thank
What if
you.
it wasn't trash? What if that
Wait,
script
when
leaked
did
and
this
it's
happen?
like-
Because
it's
they
like- it's
just
like a
released the
magnum-
cast like a week
Yeah.
ago.
They did.
Yeah, exactly.
And the president of Discovery's like, nope. I'm cutting $3 billion.
Deuces.
Cutting
I feel
$3
bad
billion.
for the actors on that though. That's
Yeah, you don't want
Oh,
anybody to lose work,
dang.
but
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want
one
that
of
on
them
my
was the
stations either.
Riverdale kid, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Wasn't it
KJ
KJ
Apa.
Apa? And the other
Mhm.
girl was from 1883. That was
And
poorly
KJ
cast
Apple
anyway.
could be Ken. He could be Ken.
I don't care. That was wrongly cast. Everybody knows those Wonder Twins should have been ethnic.
They should have been. They should have been
Sorry.
Southeast
Well,
Asian.
they were. I mean, they
That
had
white
some
girl
tint
was
to them,
white.
though.
That white girl was white.
She's
She
super
was
white.
extra
She's
white.
super white. She's super
No,
white.
no, I'm talking about the
Yeah.
Wonder Twins, the cartoon that I watched.
Yeah,
the Wonder
yeah.
Twins. They
Yes,
had some
they
tint
were-
to them. Yeah.
They were
They
brown.
had
color.
tint to them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They absolutely did. I mean, KJ
So-
Apa, yes, he is a person of Keith's POC, but that girl ain't.
Yeah.
Girl ain't. Come on.
What y'all trying to do? Hey, listen, I'm so sorry. I gotta interrupt y'all because I want everybody to check y'all's amazing show out. Please, what's on deck real quick?
Man, we are talking winning the rise of the Lakers dynasty. HBO
Winning time.
Max
Winning
show.
time.
Winning time. Yeah. that.
Time. Oh, give me some hot takes, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody step to the plate. Give me a hot take on winning time.
Yeah.
Chuck, you've been volunteering.
Wow.
Give me a hot
Wow.
take.
Okay, hot
You're
take.
good at the hot takes.
This show has no timeouts.
That's actually pretty good.
It's actually pretty good.
You're welcome.
Man.
You see?
Man,
That's why I
fired
nominated
all day
you.
long.
That's why I nominated you.
Not bad. All right, Court, give me a hot take.
Why you do that to me? I mean, Showtime. This is all about the Showtime, and that's the era I remember. So you come into play. You come in to see the show.
Okay. All right, Johnny Randolph, the man with $1 million voice.
Okay. I'm gonna
How we feeling
paraphrase
about
Biggie. I'm gonna paraphrase Biggie. Money,
Okay.
girls, and clothes is all a brother knows. Money, girls, and clothes is all a brother knows.
I was gonna say more money, more problems.
That's applicable too. More money, more problems.
Yeah. Well, and if you Magic Johnson, stay low and keep firing.
He been firing. He was firing all season.
Wow.
He was
Wow.
firing all season on the court
Wow.
and
He
in the
was
bedroom.
firing everywhere. Everywhere he was
There
firing.
was, unfortunately.
Jesus.
That's why I say money, girls, and clothes, man. Norm Nixon was fly, dog. Norm Nixon
He
was
was
fly.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out so you can get to the real nitty gritty. Thank you so much for checking out Geek Beast. This is going to conclude the show. Thanks for tuning in. Like we said, big, huge shout out to Digital Click for providing all of this amazing graphical interface that you're looking at. You make us look so pretty. And we love you for it. Hey, we even trust them with our marketing. You should trust them too. If you're catching us on any of these social platforms /Geekish Network, I'm talking about Facebook. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm talking about Twitch. Yes, Twitch. We are still out there as well, dropping all kind of amazing future projects, everything from game streams to cooking streams to Dungeons and Dragons, even possibly fantasy football. It's just an amazing reason for you to use your Amazon Prime gaming pass. Go ahead and, let them all form together like Voltron and get some free time on the Twitch sphere regarding the Geekish Network. Hey, huge shout outs to the producers, Ronnie, Chuck. You guys are amazing, and of course, the Funk Man. You are worth $1.5 million because you make this job so much fun and so easy. Hey, man, big guy. Anything you want to say to the people before we peace out?
Wonder Twins unite. Come on, let's do it, Trey.
No. We will have I'm the DC guy here, but we will have none of that. We will have none of that.
Bunch of haters. That's the best thing coming out of DC right now.
And I will
it ain't coming
fight
no
you.
more, apparently.
I will fight you.
Somebody's gonna have to send me that.
It was going to be the Snyder cut. It was just going to sell it.
Somebody send me that link in a text.
I will. I'll send it to you. No, I was gonna say good night, you all. We'll be back up in like 5 minutes.
Geek out and geek.
Go and say it. Courtney, do it, Courtney. Drop that jewel.
Geek out and good night.
Go.
Yeah, I love it.